All right. Hi, Mrs.
Wait, you're a technology person, aren't you?
Yes. All right, Miss Chavez, we're going to go ahead and start our PLT meeting. Um, I want to thank you for being here. I know that this time is valuable to you. Um, I remember from last week, our focus was on the standard of 5.4C, and we observed at the last exit ticket. And we noticed that there was a 50% increase in the students' responses. We were at 40% and then moved to 80% proficiency. That's some really awesome work you are doing in the classroom. Kudos to you and your team. It really shows what you're
Thank you.
doing in the classroom with your students, and you're doing a fantabulous job.
We've, I think working together really helps in sharing our data. That's been very helpful.
Yes, I think sharing data is very good. So, today I want to jump into the standard of 5.4. Or before I move on, did you have anything else to say?
No, just that we're ready to talk about the plans. I can read the standard. So if that's,
Yes.
we can get started. I can go ahead and read the standard.
That would be awesome. Go ahead.
Thank you. So we're going. It's the 5.4 algebraic reasoning, and it says the student applies mathematical process standards to develop concepts of expressions and equations. The student is expected to represent and solve multi-step problems involving the four operations with whole numbers using equations with a letter standing for the unknown quantity.
Okay, so
in looking at this, I think
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I thought I seen something else, but that's it.
Well, I think you were maybe wanting to say, or to answer to my question of what did you notice about this standard? Do you notice if it's a process standard or a readiness standard?
This is a readiness standard.
Okay.
It is a readiness standard, and let's see, and it states that the area the students should demonstrate mastery in, and I'm sorry, I can't think clearly on this one. So we'll be discussing the areas of difficulty for the students, and we'll also come up with an assessment for that.
I'll go with Ron. If in 20 minutes you're not going to be
done. Okay. So well, let's look further into the passing percentage of this standard. What did you notice with the students' responses?
Most of the students missed problem one. They had some difficulty with that one. That a lot of the focus was on the information provided and not so much on the process itself, on the steps of solving the problem.
Okay, so we're going to just do this together. We have a K and S chart that we're going to record our thoughts, and we're going to interpret the standard. So As we just take a minute for us to look at what should a student know or be able to know to show mastery of the standard. Now, whenever we're taking a moment to ourselves, I want you to think about it in your own words.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that minute is over with. Good job. So let's
Okay.
add let's hear what your thoughts are.
Well, they need to know how to use the four mathematical operations, how to add, subtract, multiply, divide, for a better understanding of a multi-step, solving a multi-step problem. And after reviewing the standard, um, they have to be able to apply the information that's provided in the problem to take these steps. So they have to be able to identify the components for the particular process required in solving that problem.
Yes,
And
I like the word that you
and
used there. You said
yeah, they should be able
apply.
to do it in different ways. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
I like the word you used there. You said apply.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm. And it really is applying it in the different steps. Mm, um,
So as
so
your key steps, um, and you just said as a teacher you want them to apply the steps of the four operations in a
mhm.
word problem. Um, what what were the keys to an ideal student response? What do you think it would be responded to that?
um, an ideal response to be for example, when we're looking at the um, high performance,
Yes.
is that okay? Which would be that they are able to identify the information that is going to be useful. Then, as they go through the different components of the problem, to be able to label it, to add the correct. For example, if it's addition, that they choose the correct symbol, and when they write it out, that they use the mathematical terms used for that particular skill. Uh, for example, if it's they're adding, then they and to use first and then as they're writing the steps to the solution of the problem.
Okay, awesome. Um, so let's analyze the student exemplar since we have an idea of what they were wanting for them to respond to. Let's look at the example, and taking a minute and determine how does your student exemplar compare to the teacher exemplar. Do you notice any gaps?
Um, I think probably it's the students need to show more of the process that they use to solve the problem. Um, the details, as I said, the adding details and how to use words to solve the problems. I think those
Okay.
are the three key things that came across.
So, where uh, how would you reteach this? would you use this as a modeling or a guided reteaching? What would you think?
I would right. I would use modeling. I think that would be the best for the reteach because they have an idea of what to do, but still struggle with the thought process, that those details I was talking about for the solutions. So in modeling would offer the a visual along with the modeling think aloud, the thinking process to get to that solution.
Okay. And that's exactly what I put as well. And I see that you have created a reteach script already, which is great. I love your reteach. And uh, and how you use the students' responses to your actions when you're doing the reteach. So, with your guided modeling of scripting how to approach the problem, you have already showed exactly what the student would need to reference whenever they come to a roadblock, um, or whenever you are guiding through the teaching, you show the words of what you just described earlier, that you're applying the steps to the order operations, which is great. And I know that uh, our time is limited to us. So I wanted to make sure that that I acknowledge that you have your steps, your scripts, and that we're going to brainstorm a little bit more about how we're going to practice together with each other on uh, how this will look like in your classroom. But since our meeting is going to cut a little bit short here, what I'll do is I'm going to follow up with you to reassess the data again. So let's plan together to reteach this same standard tomorrow during a time. What time would you prefer?
It'll be in the afternoon during our win time, the WIN, what I need, since that is the time for the small groups.
Okay.
That would be a perfect time to pull in the students that were having difficulty with the problems.
Great. And I'll come in and with your script that you have, do you mind that I'll come in and take a look of how your script here is followed with the actual teaching with the student? Would that be okay?
That would be perfect because I would love the feedback and or any ideas that could be added to that. So that would be perfect. Yes.
So whenever after I come and join in with the class, could you turn in your graded assessments so that you reassess them by 8 a.m. and tomorrow morning? And I'll send you a reminder of that. Do you agree with that?
Okay. And Mr. Salazar will be creating the assessment that our team will be using. And he has agreed to do that. And so he will have it ready for us to go ahead and provide it for the students so that we'll be ready for that.
All right, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.